Life can bring us storms. Those moments where we wonder, doubt. The journey doesn't stop, but the progress does. It can be lonely, painful. Sometimes we try to stare it down, as if we could somehow will it to go away. Or we think we can go toe to toe and come out the other side, unscathed. We often forget just how small we are. The truth is, storms are inevitable. But when they appear, we have a protector, a savior who knows a thing or two about calming storms, a God who is a stronghold in times of trouble. In our weakness, He is strong. In our fear, He is courage. In our desperation, He is peace. Yes, storms are inevitable, but our God is invincible.
Hey, good morning, happy day, happy day, happy day. Today is a wonderful day. I guess you would say in the Christian world, today is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice and be glad in it. I'm happy to be alive yet again. He woke me up this morning, put strength in these bones so I can move around and do what I need to do. And you got it. It is 100 days of purpose. It is time for us to talk about purpose. I hope you've been enjoying this as much as I have been enjoying bringing it to you. I forgot what day we're on. Let me see if I got it over here on my little notes. Day number 17. 17. Oh, wow. 17. So we are pushing right along, moving right along. And we got 100 days and we got 17 down. And it is great. And I know that you guys are watching it, and I've seen some of your comments and things like that. So I do appreciate and thank you all for being a part of this. Whatever you're getting from it, that's why it's here. And hopefully it's inspiring you and motivating you to move forward and to seek out your purpose. But I did want to talk to you today about the lie that we believe. 2 days ago, I talked about, what do you call yourself? What is your name? And we put labels on ourselves, and those labels come from what we believe about ourselves. So today we're going to talk about, what are the lies that we're believing? Because lies can be introduced to us in so many different ways. It could be something that our parents said to us as we were growing up as children, something that a school teacher said to us, something that a pastor said to us, something that a Sunday school teacher said to us, even something that a complete stranger walking the street that has no clue to who you are said to you. I am always baffled by the term beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And And why I'm baffled by that term, because I believe that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know, you see something and you either think, oh, that's beautiful, or not so much, right? You're either impressed by it or you're not. Um, and that's your opinion, and that's how you feel. But when you start to push those feelings and those opinions off on me, and try to get me to take ownership of it, that's something totally different. And so what baffles me about beauty being in the eye of the beholder, because have you ever talked to someone and tell me something about Linda, right? And there's two people that have known Linda for the same length of time, had the same kind of connection or interactions with Linda, and they'll say, one will say, "Oh, Linda's, she's a pretty good girl. She has her ins, outs, downs. Um, she gets into a little bit of trouble, but I mean, overall, she's a good person. She's caring, she's loving, she's tender, she's da da da," and they go on. And then the person that they're with looks at them and goes, "Linda, that's the devil spawn, right?" Um, they've had the same interactions with Linda. One can see the good and one doesn't choose to see the good. They only see what they want to see or what they've experienced. And in that scenario, most times, we walk away with the negative, right? And we begin to tell ourselves, oh, I'm the devil's spawn. Oh, they used to call me at Voice of Pentecost church I grew up in, Sunday school brat. I'm the Sunday school brat. Now, some said it affectionately. I don't know how a brat can be affectionate, but some were lovingly affectionate when they said it. And some were like, no, she a little hellion, you know? Um, I remember um, there was I've been singing since I was 10 years old in the youth choir. Then I moved up to the adult choir. Then my then pastor, the great Marilyn Gazowski, um, who we never called her Pastor Marilyn or Pastor Gazowski. We always called her Sister Marilyn. She started different choirs of color, if you will, because our church was full of different nationalities. And so we had the Black choir, we had the Hispanic choir, we had the South Sea Island choir, the deaf choir, the children's choir. I already said the youth choir and the adult choir. We even had a men's choir. I don't know if they ever had a women's choir, but I'm sure for special events we probably did. Um, what else? What other choirs did we have? So, we would have these parades of choirs, right? And every choir that was formed in Voice of Pentecost would perform in this parade of choirs. And so we always got, and they would sing in their native tongue, and the Black choir would be swaying. And I remember, I remember, and she's passed too, so I miss her a whole lot. But I remember Sister Arthine, and can't remember who was all, but I know Sister Arthine was one of them. Um, they got up and they were singing "Going Up Yonder." I'll never forget that. We were on 150 Eureka Street, and they were singing "Going Up Yonder." I'm going somewhere with this story. And Sister Arthine started swaying back and forth. Now, we come from, Sister Marilyn was a Caucasian woman. And, we hadn't had any swaying back and forth. And so I remember there she was singing, "Going up yonder, going up yonder." She was just swaying and singing, and whoever was singing with her, and they was tearing that song up. Power was high, God was in the place, people were worshiping, everything was good. And I remember Sister Merlin got up. I don't even think she let them quite finish the song, but she got up. She said, "There'll be no dancing in my pulpit," right? And then to jump several years later, and I'm talking about the lies we believe, to jump ahead 7 years later, or not 7 years, but many years later, when we moved to 1970 Ocean Avenue, um, to have this parade of choirs and to have a all black choir that she allowed and got upset if we didn't sway. We didn't do the whole, you know, and so, and we were singing those types of songs. I remember when I was growing up, I don't think it was Sister Merlin that said it, but there was a lot of people that said in our church, because at that time it was predominantly white, they would say, that gospel music, speaking of black gospel music, was not not really Christian. It was secular, right? And so I grew up listening to all the songs that were being played in the black churches, but they were very watered down and very streamlined. We would sing, "Oh, I want to see him, look upon his face." And I'm jazzing it up a little bit more than it was because I've learned how to do that since. But there to sing forever of his saving grace. We would sing it like that on the street. You remember Jim Carrey when he would do the sketch about the church, and he would be like, "Yeah, yeah, that was kind of what I grew up in, right?" And so, um, it was just funny to me how she changed her opinion of something just because she became more aware, more evolved, if you will. Um, and I think that the same is with people opinions of you as they become more aware of you, evolved in your life, they will begin to change their opinion of you. But sometimes that initial thing that they said, that negative thing that they said, that, you know, that thing that penetrated you, that kind of pierced your soul, that stays with you. And we choose to believe the lies more than we choose to believe the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter are we are all fearfully and wonderfully made. The truth of the matter is we all have purpose and significance. The truth of the matter is that you matter, your life matters. And we see that with the Black Lives Matter movement, right? That they're trying to say, hey, look, yes, all life matters, but it seems to be my life that gets snuffed out time after time after time. Now, do the police kill Hispanics? Absolutely. Did the police kill white people? Does the police shoot up Asian people? Absolutely. I'm not saying it doesn't, but they tend to shoot black people, men and women, it's like the animal out back, and put down the horse that was needing to go to the glue factory or something. It just seems like it does not matter. And sometimes we can do that to one another. We can make each other feel like we do not matter. Our voice doesn't want to be heard. Nothing that we say is important. And we as people tend to believe that. And so when someone like me comes up and says, I'm going to challenge you to be the best that you can be, I'm going to challenge you to see the potential on the inside of yourself, because I see that it's there and I know that you can accomplish some great things. We can't believe that. We can't wrap our mind around that because so many people have told us that we're insignificant. So many people have told that we don't matter. So many people have told us we'll never amount to anything. And we take ownership of those thoughts. We take ownership of those feelings. We take ownership of those emotions. And we begin to tell ourselves those lies. When we fail, well, I don't matter anyway. My voice doesn't need to be heard, anyway, because I knew that was going to fail. Everything I touch, just doesn't come. It never works out for me. Nothing ever works out for me. And the things that we say, our words have power, and they convince us to become failures and losers, and to lose out on our own magnificence. But there is a plan for our life, and that plan counts. That plan is needed. You were born for such a time as this. You were put here for such a time as this because you're needed in this time. Not You weren't needed 100 years ago. You're not going to be needed 100 years from now. You're needed right now. And we've got to wake up and shake ourselves and stop telling ourselves these lies that hold us and keep us stuck, keep us on that hamster wheel going round and round in circles and spinning out of control and going through depression and despair and devastation. We've got to understand that this pain was the pain that we've experienced in our life was there for a purpose. It wasn't there to hinder, block, or stop us. It wasn't there to disqualify us. It wasn't there to prove that we are nothing, but it was there. It's there because we are something. It's there because we are significant, and it's there to mold us and make us and create the tenacity on the inside of us, the resilience on the inside of us to keep pushing forward, to push past our pain into our victory, to push past our pain into this thing that's going to allow us to accomplish everything that we were supposed to accomplish and succeed in life like never before. And we can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. I want you to say it with me. I can do it. I feel like Eddie Murphy in The Nutty Professor. Yes, I can. I want you to say it loud. Yes, I can. I'm proud to be the woman that I'm meant to be. I'm proud to do the things I was meant to do. I am proud. I'm not proud as in puffed up, but I'm okay. Me and all my stuff, we okay. Can you say that about yourself? I've been through some hell and high water. I've gone through some rough times. I've had some wonderful accomplishments. I've touched the lives of so many people, good, bad, and indifferent. I've touched their lives. And now I get to right the wrong. I get to apologize to those that I might have hurt. I did hurt. Let's say it right. I did hurt because I was confused about who I was. I believed the hype that I was some bad chick. I was some bad spawn. I was some bad seed. I believed the hype that, the things that happened to me because I was a bad person. I caused it. But I don't know how a little 6-year-old causes such drama in her life. What could I have done in the first 6 years of my life that would cause me to live the next 9 years of my life in a whirlpool of or tornado of bad, good, indifferent, ugly, unmentionable pain, stress. I experienced things in my younger life that no child should have to experience. And thus, I became this bitter, angry individual that wanted to fight all the time, that wanted to not just use my hands, as my good friend Pastor Moore said, I'm anointed both ways. I can put my hands on you in prayer, and I can put my hands on you. You understand me? Put your hands all over me. Yeah. So yeah, come for me. I have a T-shirt that says I'm mixed, half Jesus, half Peter. Run up on me and see which one you get. Because that was Linda, right? You might get the love of Jesus, you might get the love of God, but you might get your ear cut off too. Come on now, come on. Let's be real. I did not know who I was. I did not know who I was with. I did not know who was for me or who was against me. I thought that I was this bad person. And so the only way I knew how to protect myself was what I saw growing up, and that was violence. Because it seemed like violence spoke louder than anything else. There was violence in the home, there was violence in the streets, there was violence all around me. And then I learned that, you know what? My words can be almost or even more damaging than my hands can. So then I learned how to use my words to cut you and to hurt you. And the same words that were being spewed at me, I learned how to take those words and spew them at others. And so not only was I good at the get down with the get down, but I was good with the words. I was good at tearing people down. And that seemed to give me power because I believed the lies that that was the way to get power. And even in that mixed up, messed up state of mind that I was in, I was accomplishing great things. And people would look at me and they would, some would see my potential and some would see the havoc I raised. And they would say, man, Linda is brilliant. All my teachers would tell my mom when she would come to parent teacher conferences, she has a brilliant mind. She's genius level. She just won't use it. She won't tap in. Because when she does good, she does good. But on the other hand, to get to that good, you got to suffer through the agony. You got to suffer through the agony because that chick is, woo, she got a mouth on it, don't she? She can cuss you out without using that. And my uncle used to say this all the time. Linda will cuss you out without using a cuss word. But she done cussed you out real good. And you've been cussed. You be like, this little girl just cussed me out. Woo. I love Uncle Gil. Uncle Gil was something. I love him. Don't tell him, but don't tell my other uncles because I love them too. But Uncle Gil, he's all right with me. He's all right with me. I don't think I would be where I am if I didn't have an Uncle Gil in my life. But and Uncle Lawrence too. Uncle Lawrence, those two have a special place in my heart. Uncle Gil and Uncle Lawrence. But there's things that you've got to recognize that are lies. And you can choose to adhere to those lies or expose those lies. You can succumb to the lie and let the lie become who you are, it's not who you were meant to be. And it will never take you down the path that you should be on. Or you can say, you know what, I'm going to expose this lie for what it is. And I'm going to be the person that I'm supposed to be. And I'm going to take the path that I'm supposed to take. And I'm going to touch the lives that I was meant to touch for the better. People will, having known me, people will be able to accomplish what it is that they were supposed to accomplish. And when I made up my mind to do that, the transformation wasn't easy. It was almost like a birthing. And I'm going to talk about that when we get to, I think it's either Saturday or Sunday. I can't remember. I think it's Sunday. I'm going to talk about the pecking order. Because we've got to understand that just because you make up your mind that you're going to be a person of purpose doesn't mean you're not going to experience pain. Doesn't mean that everything's going to be downhill and you're just going to be on this wonderful ride for the rest of your life, because purpose brings about all kinds of emotions. Purpose brings about all kinds of opportunities. Purpose brings about all kinds of opposition. Purpose brings about all types of collateral damage, if you will, because there are going to be people that you're going to have to walk away from. And those people may or may not like that. There's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, I look at her. She thinks she's something now. She got a little bit of ooh, and then she got a little bit of act right. So now she trying to act like she don't. There's going to be those types of people. People are going to talk, whether you're doing something good or whether you're doing something bad, whether you are accomplishing a lot or you're stuck on the hamster wheel. People are going to talk. Somebody is not going to like you. I mean, just look at the people in the public eye, right? You know, you become president of the United States and everyone picks you apart. You become someone that is, you know, vocal, someone that has focus, and people will tear you down. You know, I don't understand this crap mentality that we have, but we do have it. And, you know, and sometimes it's our very own people. It's like the people in our family, the people that know us the best, that can't support us and get behind us and can't understand what it is that we were doing, because nobody in the family has ever done that. You trying to be uppity, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. You know, they used to tell me, you talk like a white person. That's not a compliment. And then, you know, the people in the world would say, oh, you speak so well. What, am I supposed to speak badly because I'm black? Am I supposed to be ignorant? What, if I go to school, I mean, I went to school, I learned how to string a sentence. I learned my subject matters and, you know, my pronouns and adjectives and adverbs and the rules of English, I think. You know, I get mixed up on my commas and semicolons and colons. For the most part, you know, I may do a few run-on sentences, but for the most part, I think I got it. But thank you. I'm glad I speak well. I remember I was talking with someone and they kind of chuckled when I was talking. And I was like, why are you laughing? This is a serious conversation. They're like, oh, I'm just laughing because I didn't know you knew how to use whom. Really? Did you not go to school? Because they taught me how to use whom, the word whom in school. You know, who versus whom. Oh man, you used the word however instead of but. Yeah. Because I'm not negating what I just said, I'm adding to it and making a special point. So I use however. Didn't you learn that in school? You speak so well. But we believe those lies. We believe that we're uneducated. We believe that we'll never amount to anything. We believe that we're supposed to be failures. We believe that we shouldn't try to achieve success. You know, when I started my business and I got serious about it, they was quoting scriptures at me. If a woman don't work, she don't eat, and that, well, the Bible says if a man don't, but I was a woman, so if a woman don't work, she don't eat. You too grown to be da da da. You got stuff, you got responsibilities, you got to do this, you got to do that. And who you think you are trying to start a business? Who you think you are? And why you trying? You just so uppity. Really? Why not say, you know what? What do you need from me to help you achieve your goal? And then every time I failed, those words would come back to me, right? Oh, you're just a failure. Oh, you shouldn't be doing this. You don't need, at that time, I didn't even have an education. I didn't have any degrees. And so then it was like, okay, well, let me get the degree. Let me get the certificates. Let me get this. Let me get that. Let me get somebody else to pat me on the back and say, go out and be great. You got all the tools you need to go out and be great. And even then, when I would fail, I was like, you know what, maybe they're right, maybe I'm just, and I started taking ownership of those lies. And my business struggled because I was struggling with my identity, I was struggling with my purpose, I was struggling with my why. I was struggling. And therefore, my businesses and everything that I would touch, everything that I tried to do was struggling right along with me. It's not so much that you're not supposed to do it. It's because of what you believe. It's because of your mindset. It's because of what you have in your heart. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. And so if we are believing the lies that have come at us and been told to us, and if we are taking ownership of those lies and we're telling those lies to ourselves, then everything around us is going to struggle. Everything around us, everything that we try to do, we are going to what we call self fulfill the prophecy that we are no good, that we don't matter, that we can't do it, that we can't accomplish it, that greatness isn't on the inside of us. But you were born to be great. You were born with a purpose. You were placed on earth for a reason. A solution was put on the inside of you, and people need that solution. And if you don't get it together, sister, brother, you will live a less than perfect life, a less than empowered life. And you will always struggle, and everything you do will struggle because you haven't accepted who you are. Because along with that acceptance comes the plan to accomplish what you need to accomplish. But you got to accept who you are and stop telling yourself lies. So, your homework today is, what lies are you telling yourself? What lies do you believe? And I bet you while you're watching this, there's a lot of things running through your head right now. Things that people have said to you, things that you've said to yourself. Write them down. Look them in the face. Confront them. And let's get to the truth of the matter. Because the truth of the matter is, you have significance. The truth of the matter is, you are needed. The truth of the matter is, you have purpose. I'm Coach Linda. I'm about to go work out. About to get some sweat on this body. and get this day popping and rolling because I'm going to accomplish great things today. Great things for my clients and for myself. I'm about to take it up a level because I can. Because I know my little thing moving. That's all right though. It wanna be a star. Um, I'm about to take it up a level to the next level, to infinity and beyond, because there ain't no stopping us. We get to be, we get to do, we get to be great. So get up and shine bright. I'm Coach Linda. You have a blessed and enlightened day. Be prosperous today. Look for the opportunity to be great. And when it shows its face, you grab it and take control and be great because you're needed. I'm Coach Linda, and I'm out.